Hey, welcome to the Junk Project. I'm your host, Michelle Hill. And today we have the awesome opportunity to be talking with Pedro de Leon. I hope I
Yeah.
said that right.
Yeah, you did. You did.
Okay.
Yeah.
How are
Yeah.
you doing today?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I'm
Awesome.
excited. Yeah.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
just moved here to McKinney.
Yes, that's correct.
So yeah,
Yeah.
McKinney's pretty good. It's far from me, so I don't go that way often, but it is
Yeah.
nice. I'll give it that. It is probably pretty quiet other than being busy.
Yeah. Yeah, it is true. It's quiet. I like it that way. My family likes it that way.
Yeah,
We just
yeah,
so we're okay with
exactly.
that.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
share with our audience on what you do and how you like to help people.
Yeah, absolutely. So currently right now on my stage, I've I used to be a financial advisor. I used to help a lot of mostly on the Hispanic and veteran community. I'm a veteran myself. And so right now that I've transitioned, I've been in this entrepreneurship journey to where I'm transitioning on my business partner and I to acquire businesses. And so one of the things that we're looking to do is to provide an apprenticeship program for veterans so they can learn about entrepreneurship. And then coming out of the military, I didn't understand how to run a company. I went through different programs and it just didn't help me really give me a blueprint, right? For us vets, we kind of need a blueprint, step-by-step process. That's how kind of we used to when we were in the military, like even how to break down a vehicle to disassemble a weapon. There's a step-by-step process. And so that's what we're looking to do. It's always been my goal to help others to create wealth. And then that just comes from the financial side or financial advising side. And it's been a journey, right? So throughout the years, many people have asked me, like, listen, I'm okay putting my money in a 401k or Roth IRA, but I want to put it in something that's gonna give me passive income because they're working full time. They work a lot of hours, but they just don't have the time to learn,
Yeah.
and they don't have the time to understand the step by step process on vetting a business, vetting a real estate, what's it called, doing the comps.
Hmm.
So my goal now is to help serve those, to give them a, what's it called, an authentic and ethical, feedback when it comes to like investing the money into something that they want with a syndicator, right? So that's where what we are at right now. So, and I'm excited, with this new project that we're actually launching.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. I mean, it
Yeah.
really is hard. I had no idea how to start a business. I'm just still winging it, still trying to
Yeah.
figure it out. Being in Apex is really, really, wow, it's really helped.
Mhm.
But I'm really a slow learner, so it's taken me like 2 years to finally get what Ryan is saying, and so I'm,
Mhm.
way behind the class.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
when you're used to one way, right? You just kind of don't understand. It took me a while too to understand it,
mhm.
So like build your machine, that's what I'm starting to do now. So yeah,
Yeah, I'm trying
definitely.
to figure that one out, but yes, that is my next project to work on. And
Yeah.
I think it's really cool. Thank you for your service, by the way.
Yeah.
It's definitely not an easy task to be in the military, and yeah, I couldn't do it. So I
Yeah.
appreciate you being able
Yeah,
to.
of course. Yeah.
And that's really neat that you're helping people. My mom is super smart with finances, and
Mhm.
I am not. So it's been very interesting to learn, and it's really awesome that you're able to teach people and help people understand this because it is important to have something, for retirement. You know, it's
Yeah.
one thing if you're elderly and you have to work, and it's another thing if you're elderly and you want to work. I mean, completely two different things. But if you have to work, and especially if you have medical issues, I mean, that, because you didn't save enough or you don't have any, period,
Right.
it's
Yeah.
very, very difficult. And sometimes it's really hard to look that far forward, because you're like, I'm going to be young forever. And, yeah, I think we all think that,
Hmm.
you
Yeah,
know,
it's one of those things like with my family, my folks, right? and then everyone else that I've come across, right? Like they just want to have a blueprint of what, how much money they're going to have in the future, but then also at the same time, they want to create more money. They want to
Mm-hmm.
create more cash flow for,
Yeah.
they work in, and most of the people that I've worked in the past has been small business owners to individuals that are, W-2, and they just want to create that passive income. And so that's where I decided to kind of venture off of what I was doing in the past and doing this. But at the same time, I have the mentality or the mindset when it comes to social impact, right? Which is giving back to the veteran community and also having them get approved, because that's what I'm working on right now, trying to get approved by the VA. So vets can utilize their benefits, learn entrepreneurship through us, through different acquisitions that we made, and then just they can venture off, after a year. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the plan. I've done this in the past. My background stems in what I've done in the past. I raised capital for other companies, and then I stopped. I just got overwhelmed, and raising capital for tech companies it's hard. I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah.
and I've sometimes angel investors have seasons, like they just want to invest into deep tech, and then the next season they just want to do real estate. It's just changes. And
Yeah.
so I raised capital myself when I did a nonprofit or for-profit business, and I raised $2 million from investors to do affordable housing
Wow.
for veterans. So every time my business always had this mindset. I had this mindset of giving back to the community. Growing up, I grew up in the Bronx. I didn't have that kind of education. I grew up in one of the worst areas in the Bronx. And
Mm-hmm.
so luckily someone was there to help me out through a program called the Boys and Girls Club. And they gave me that, they grabbed me by the hand and say, listen, it's just what you need to do. You want to get out of the hood, this is what you need to do, right? So, and then I've been in my journey in the entrepreneurship, being a journey of being a financial advisor, and now stepping out of that, it's been like a stepping stone. Been taking steps to where I want to help others create wealth, right? And at
Mm-hmm.
the same time, you know, just kind of change the narrative for many people, their money story, right?
Yeah.
So, and
I think that's cool. That is
yeah,
so cool.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely over my head, so it's fascinating to just know somebody, especially somebody that I feel like I could trust, or I know I could trust, you know, um, to help me learn all this or get
Hmm.
to where I could have passive income. Because again, like for me, I'm not knowledgeable in this department at all. I mean, just goes way over, so
Yeah.
um, I mean, I understand the concept of it and I get that much, but
Yeah.
that's about it. So it's cool that you're going to have classes, or that you do have classes, and you're able to
Mhm.
help people learn it and invest in it and things like that. So I think that's really neat. Um,
Yeah. Yeah,
what
definitely. No, I was gonna say, I actually have an event coming up on the 25th in Dallas. For those that are looking to, learn how we work, right? Because
Mhm,
we also will come in and help businesses to scale
mhm,
and grow. And in the intentions, and many business owners don't understand that at the end of the day, after so many years being in a business, you might want to exit
mhm,
and then sell the company, right? Before you do that, you have to have all these checklist check marked, right? The checklist
yeah,
check marked
yeah,
before exiting out the company, So that's what we're doing. So yeah, it's exciting, and it's been a journey.
yeah. And
It's
that's
been,
August
yeah,
25th.
August 25th. Yes.
Maybe you can DM me some of the information, and
Yeah.
I will uh see if I can get this podcast posted. I mean, I have other guests, but maybe I can just pop you in there because you have an event going on.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
maybe that way we could maybe get some customers to come out that way, some audience members, or come to your class. And so yeah, send me a DM on that information, and if nothing else, I'll at least share it on my Facebook as well.
Hmm.
And let everybody know that you've got this class going. That's pretty cool. I need to start
Yeah.
doing that. Um, I really think too much and I get in my head just a lot. So I think I overcomplicate things quite a bit.
Mhm.
So I got to work on that.
It,
Um,
it happens. My wife tells me, just do it, just go, like this
yeah.
event, I just was thinking too much into it, and I don't want to look all sloppy and everything, but she's like, look, just do it because you got to start somewhere, you know. So
And that's exactly it. I think
yeah.
if you just do it and get started,
Mhm.
and even if you have, 5, 10 people show up, it's gonna let you see where you need to improve and things like that. But if you don't start
Mhm.
at all, you're never gonna see that. And you're just gonna keep banging your head against the wall trying to figure it out how to make it a great, you know, um
Right.
I can't think of the word now. When
Yeah.
people come.
Right. Yeah.
And so if you start, it's easier to just get in there and make the mistakes and figure it out. I don't know. I'm really good at winging it and figuring it out as I go along. Structure,
Me too.
I've
Yeah.
never in my life been structured. And so it is very difficult for me to get structured and I struggle with it every day. Every day. So, and
Yeah.
every
You-
day I fail and then I'm like, okay, I got tomorrow. I'm going to do it again. And I'm just going to keep trying till I finally get it. Maybe one day I'll get it, but
Yeah.
it's a lot of failing right now. So I'm just going to keep
Yeah.
trying. That's all I can do.
No, no, absolutely. That the one thing that I mentioned about structure, like how, we were used to that.
Yeah.
But I used to get a lot in trouble when I was in the military because I just kind of wing things.
They
You
don't
know,
like winging it, do
they don't
they?
they don't like winging it. Like, oh yeah, and then I used to get in trouble. But then sometimes just winging it, I used to like, do the job really well compared to how they were structuring it. So, yeah, I used to get a lot in trouble, but it's just
Did
how I am.
they at least appreciate that you did better than the way they had it structured, or were they still
Yeah.
mad that you didn't do it the way they asked?
Some chain of command, some of them were okay, others were like pissed.
Yeah.
And then I always, no matter what I did, I still provided great results.
Yeah.
It just didn't like the fact that they were in a power of authority and they just needed to be done their way.
Mm-hmm.
So I just kind of say no.
Yeah.
Let me do it my way.
So uh
Yeah.
my I was a single mom. My first husband passed away, which is my son's dad. And
Mhm.
anyway, when he got to high school level, he was doing a few things, sneaking out at night, stuff like that. Nothing major. But I
Mhm.
knew if I didn't nip it in the bud, it was going to be a problem. So I thought, I felt like he needed male, a male role model, and I felt like he needed structure and discipline. So in Mexico, Missouri, there is a military boarding school,
Oh
and
wow.
he had to sign paperwork saying he wanted to go. So I said, Sean, you have to sign this, or I'm going to send you to Costa Rica to another military school, and I can leave you there till you're 18. And obviously, no, I don't want to do that. But
Mhm.
thank God he didn't call me out on my bluff. So he signed the paperwork. But I sent him to a military, it's just a format, military format. And he was okay the first year. It wasn't his favorite, but he chose to go back the other 2 years because of camaraderie he had
Yeah.
with his friends. But it just cracks me up because it's like a college campus. I mean, for me at the time, it was 75 grand for 3 years. I did not have
Mhm.
any money, but I was making good money driving
Mhm.
18 wheelers, and it would cost me money every time he earned rank. And I'm like, Sean, man, just dumb it down a little bit. You don't have to earn rank. Okay, this is cool.
Mhm.
I'm like, stop, it's costing me money.
Yeah.
I
That's a
didn't really
lot.
want
Yeah.
to tell him that because you don't want to
Yeah.
tell somebody dumb it down, but
No.
that's as closest to the military that I got. So,
Yeah.
and he had to come home in his uniform, and Mexico, Missouri was a 10-hour drive. So there were times that he flew home, and everybody thought he was in the military, and he really truly tried to explain because he didn't want to take compliments away from true military people. And he's like, no, I'm not in the military, it's a school. And they're like, no, we appreciate your service. And he got to the point, he's just like, whatever. So,
Yeah. Yeah, it's difficult. Yeah, ROTC guys also get that same thing,
Do
because
they?
they're wearing. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, he
yeah,
hated it. And he's like, I've tried to explain so many times. I said, don't worry about it,
yeah,
it's all
yeah,
good. But
yeah,
so anyway, I have
yeah.
some fun questions I'm gonna ask. I have a
Sure.
bowl here. Oh, can you see it?
Uh-oh.
Okay,
Yes,
yeah,
I
this
do.
little bowl full of, I have no idea what I'm picking. So I just wanted to share
Okay.
that with you. Don't be mad at me.
Oh, well, depending on the question. Depending on the question.
Might be a dangerous question.
Oh,
What
yeah.
is your favorite movie?
Oh, wow. My favorite movie, and this is gonna sound crazy. I am a science fiction guy. So it's Aliens.
Oh, how cool. Yeah,
Yeah, Aliens. Yeah.
that's a
It's
good
funny because
movie.
when I back in New York in the Bronx, growing up in the hood, they used to call me ghetto geek. So, and I love math,
I
everything.
thought you
So
said mess.
sci-fi,
I'm like, mess.
math. No, 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 not math, math, mathematics,
There you go. I'm like, what? It
mathematics.
took
Yeah,
me
I have an accent.
I didn't think you
Yeah, I
said
like
mess.
math. Yeah.
I swear, I know I need
Um,
hearing aids,
this is a
especially
fun
after
podcast.
that one.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I know Pedro. This guy loves math. He came from the hood too, so he knows how to make them.
Yeah, he's got the
Yeah,
hookup. All
yeah, hell
right.
yeah.
Oh, that's too funny. Next
All
question.
right.
How would your family and friends describe you?
That's a good one.
Not doing mess, I'm pretty sure.
Not doing meth at all. No. I know this is gonna be like the inside joke, unless, and for those that are watching, you know, um, that I think I want to say that people would see me as a leader, like I'm the go-to guy that. Oh, this is what I get, and people have, now that I remember, they always say Pedro figures it out. I've always figured it out. No matter if the back is against the wall, I'll
Yep.
find a way. Yeah,
I love
yeah,
it because
yeah,
I'm a lot like that too.
yeah.
Yep. I love it. I love it. All right. Let's try another one
No
here.
more drug questions.
I know. Let's see. This might be an alcoholic question.
Uh-oh. 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 Oh man.
All right. Do you have any words of advice?
I do. Several.
Mm-hmm.
Let me pick the one that I think it just generalize everyone, business, personal. My word of advice is to really take your life as a journey. Don't when you set a goal for yourself, for instance, don't wait to get to that goal. Be present during that journey when you get to that goal.
Man, that
Because
is
what happens is
cool.
that you're going to, and it has happened to me, speaking from experience, I really just shut off from what's happening during that moment. And then 10 years pass by and I'm like, whoa, what just happened? So it has happened. So be present.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that one. I'm gonna get this. This is a little bit bigger bowl. Um, and I want you to share because I love what's on your hat. I have a actual
Oh.
logo on the window of my truck. So tell them
Mhm.
what FYE means.
Yeah, FYE stands for fuck your excuses.
Hell
That's what it
yes.
stands for.
I
Fuck your
love it.
excuses. Yeah.
I love it. I
Yep.
every time I look back out my truck window, I'm like, damn it, that's what I gotta remember. I love
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
All right. Another question.
Uh-oh.
Would you rather live a week in the past or a week in the future?
Wow. Huh. Let me think about that.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It is a good one.
I didn't even know I had that question.
If I only have so I only have those two options, right? I think
Uh-huh.
I will live in the past for 1 week, and here's why. Because if I would live for 1 week, so let me take it. So if I would live in 1 week in the future, it's just that um there's an opportunity for me to I don't know how to explain myself. I just it's in my head, but it's just can put it
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
But I think that I want to write my story, my future. So I prefer to live in the past for 1 week and learn from it.
Yeah.
And then I know how to move on forward with my future
I think that's
instead
a
of
great
living.
answer.
Yeah.
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 I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Really
Thank you.
cool. Well, I got lots more.
Oh, wow.
You're
I
like,
gotta be careful
oh,
now.
damn. Oh,
Oh
damn.
man.
When you are having a bad day, what do you do to make yourself feel better?
Um, so this is what I used to do, right? And this is different now, now living in Dallas area, right? DFW. I think before I used to go to the beach.
Hmm.
I have to have I'm a kinesthetic person, so water really calms me down a lot. It's just like my zen place. And so if it's not that, I probably go on a bike ride,
Cool.
I which I've been doing that a lot here too.
Yeah,
So it's been great. So yeah, beach or bike ride. Yeah,
that's pretty cool. All
yeah.
right, just a few more questions.
Just a few.
And
Okay.
yeah, and then we'll wrap it up. All
Okay.
right. If you could have a billboard with anything on it, what would it say?
Wow. That's a good one.
Hmm. I've
Oh,
asked
I
that.
post.
Hmm?
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Well, I'm
I've asked
still
that
thinking about
question a lot, and it still
it.
stumps me. I mean, I think at this point I kind of know, but I've had a lot of time to think about it. But if you just ask me that question, I think I'd be stumped too.
Yeah.
It's a good one, but it's a hard one.
Yeah, it is. I think that if you know, in general for everyone, because I put a post a while back, and it said if you fail doesn't mean you're a failure. If you quit doesn't mean I mean if you lose you doesn't mean you're a loser. If you fail doesn't mean you're a failure. But if you quit, then it means all that, right? You are a loser. You are a failure. You
And you're a
just got to keep
quitter.
moving forward. Yeah, and a quitter. So you just got to keep moving forward.
I
So
love that.
that's something I would like to
That's a
there's a
good
lot of
one.
there's a lot of people out there that I've come across that really just give up the first time. You just got to keep pushing. There's a model that I always remember from boot camp. Drill sergeant said, "Always forward, no matter what. Always forward."
Yep.
And stick to me. Yeah.
It's such a compliment for me. My husband is really he loves to have that security of a job, and there's
Mhm.
nothing wrong with that. Um, but he couldn't do what I do, and he just
Mhm.
always tells me that he's really proud and finds me courageous to do it because it's not easy, especially when you
Right.
don't know what you're doing. I don't have any business background or anything like that. And so, you don't want to let fear um stop you, or the feel of fear of failure stop you or
Right.
anything. So I really love that. That's really good.
I honestly desynthesize myself from failure because I feel so many times when I started my business, I'm like, whatever.
You
I'm able
know,
to
I was thinking that. So I've been in business 8 years and I self sabotage basically for 7 of those years. And so it stunted the growth of my company. And I was really kind of a little bummed about it. And then I started realizing maybe it actually saved my company because maybe I would have grown too quick. And I've
Mhm.
seen some of my business associates in the same field have, start with one truck and one trailer, grew complete very fast, 4 or 5 trucks, bunch of employees, and now they're out of business.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I, you know, I just want to say for me, maybe some people are capable of going fast and
Mhm.
and building that foundation and stuff. I have learned that I'm not. So I'm on God's time, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna get to where I want to go, or I'm going to die trying. One of them's coming first. I don't care which. I'm just not going to stop
Right.
until I get stopped, till God
Yeah.
goes, it's time.
Right.
So, that's just the best I can do. But I've learned that having a foundation with my business and going slow is not a bad thing either. So, you know,
Right. It's yeah, you'll know, is your intuition will tell you.
mm-hmm,
Yeah.
it will. And
Yeah.
so what is your favorite kind of music?
My favorite kind of music is the salsa, merengue, bachata. You know, I like to dance,
I was
dance to
gonna
it.
ask
Yeah.
if you could
Yeah.
dance.
Oh yeah, I can. Yeah.
That's
You're from New
awesome.
York, you gotta know how to dance. That's
That
like
is so
the
cool.
yeah.
So cool.
That's
So I have one last question.
sure.
How do you get rid of the trash in your life when it piles up?
That's a
Now,
good question. Wow.
now
Yeah.
it could be it doesn't have to
Yeah.
always be physical.
Right.
Our podcast is about the mental, emotional, and physical junk that we have to deal
Mhm.
with in our personal and business lives. So it could be something like that.
Yeah. I mean, I can talk a lot about this, honestly. But so to make it short, and physical wise, I like to do we call it audits, and I tell my audience it's time to clean up, or she tells me. So it's audits, right? Physically, just kind of look at the things that we don't need anymore,
Hmm.
and a lot of it has to do because there's energy, like the energy that doesn't serve you no more. Just take it or get rid of it. I believe a lot in energy myself. Been through that journey too as well, and so also mentally or spiritually, the things that don't work for me, right? Like those negative internal talks. Having a nonprofit, we talk to all the veterans and say, hey, listen, if you're gonna go after something, or you feel like negatively about going to the VA because they're not
Hmm.
gonna serve you well, how about let's reduce that? Let's just not pay attention to it, and just focus on what you want to get from the VA. And a lot of them has told me, like, listen, it's been great. It's actually I'm getting what I want. So the internal talks, like those negative internal talks, I learned to just shut them off.
Hmm.
But I have to, you have to be very, very in tune with yourself to get to that point.
Yeah.
And so that's how I started, and it's been serving me great. And there's a lot more. It's a lot more that I need to work on myself, but that's what I do.
Yeah, well, I think we're always like a work in progress anyway,
Yeah.
and it's hard to get rid of the physical. It's hard to get rid of all of it. It's hard to deal with it sometimes.
Right.
Sometimes I don't want to, and I won't that day, and I'll go, okay, now the next day came. I had my break, I had my day off. Now it's time to
Mhm.
deal with it.
Right.
Sometimes I'll do that. So, but yeah, I love that. I think that's awesome. And I
Yeah.
truly appreciate you coming on my show and
Yeah.
sharing your story. I think it's been awesome and amazing.
Yeah.
And
No,
I
thank you.
appreciate it a lot. I hope you had fun.
I did. I did. Yeah. Now I feel like you just know me as a meth guy, but yeah. So I'll take that. It is what it is.
Whatever you get
I'm
known for.
I'm already branded that way now. Everyone else watching this is like, yeah, that's the meth guy right there.
I'll
Yeah.
post it in Facebook if you need any meth. No, I don't want to do that because then people will be like, police will be coming
Oh
over.
yeah.
Yeah, no, we don't want to
This
do
guy.
that. That wouldn't be fun at all.
No.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Well, I
No.
truly appreciate it. And thank you so much for coming on. We'll have to have you again sometime.
Yeah, definitely. And I appreciate it. Thanks for the questions. This is great questions. I love it. Have fun. Thank you.
All right, you too.
All right.
Thank you. Let me
Well,
find
bye.
my